Hello, my friends, and welcome to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. We have another game on my tabletop today of the 1950s Strat Diamond Gems. Response was so positive about the first game from the set that I showed that I'm throwing another one up there and seeing if you like it. Today's game matches the 1950 New York Yankees, the World Series champions, against the 1959 Chicago White Sox, the Go Sox, the American League pennant winners. The pitching matchup, it'll be right-hander Allie Reynolds for the 50 Yankees against left-hander Billy Pierce for the White Sox, the Yankee killer of the 1950s. Well, him along with Frank Larry, I guess, would be considered the Yankee killers of the 50s. In the description for this video is a link to channel membership. With channel membership, you get discounts on the secondary store, access to members-only exclusive videos, and a free gift from me every month in the form of PDFs that I create for different cards and dice sims. So, with no further, we're in Comiskey Park, where the single numbers will be on 1 to 4, Pitcher's Park, and the home run numbers only 1 to 6. So Mr. Pierce has pitching at home. It looks like he's in pretty good shape. Allie Reynolds, of course, pretty much, I think, from Casey Stengel's early Yankee teams, I think pretty much considered the ace of that staff. So with no further ado, it should be a good one today. Let's get down to the field and take a look at today's starting lineups. For the visiting Yankees, Phil Rizzuto leads off at short. Jerry Coleman bats second at second base. Joe DiMaggio bats third. He'll play center field. Yogi Berra bats fourth. He's behind the plate. Hank Bauer bats fifth. He's in right field. Johnny Mize bats sixth. He's at first base. Billy Johnson bats seventh. He'll play third. And Cliff Mapes gets the start in right field today. He will bat eighth. On the mound, it's Allie Reynolds, the right-hander. In 1950 was 16-12 with a 3.74 earned run average. All right, for the home standing, Chicago White Sox. Leading off at shortstop, it's Louis Aparicio batting second. At second base, Nellie Fox batting third. In center field, if I can make my fingers work, it's Jim Landis. Batting fourth, the first baseman Ted Kluszewski. Batting fifth, the catcher Sherm Lawler. Batting sixth, the left fielder Al Smith. Batting seventh, the third baseman Bubba Phillips. And batting eighth, that's right fielder Jim Rivera. On the mound, it's Billy Pierce. In 1959, he was 14-15 with a 3.62 earned run average. Not Billy Pierce's best year, but not his worst, and he is on to face these Yankees. So we'll see how that goes in this one here today. Here we go with the scooter against Billy Pierce, and it is swung on by Rizzuto and bounced to Bubba Phillips at third. He gloves it and throws to Big Clue over at first, and there's one down in the Yankee first inning. Coming up now, it's Jerry Coleman, the Yankee second baseman in 1950. And the delivery from Pierce is swung on by Coleman and hit to right. It bounces in front of Jim Rivera. He collects it and throws it into second base, and the Yankees have their first base runner of the game. And up comes Joe DiMaggio. Pierce the stretch, and the pitch to the Yankees center fielder is swung on and bounced to Aparicio at short. Louis gloves it. He goes to Nellie Fox for one, and the relay to Ted Kluszewski at first is in time for a rally-killing soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turned by Al Lopez, White Sox. And that will end the top of the first inning. The Yankees do not score, and the White Sox are coming to bat. Reynolds will face Aparicio, Fox, and Landis in the White Sox first inning. The windup and the delivery to Aparicio is ball 4, and Louis will take his base. And we'll see if Al Lopez gives him the green light to steal, and it's looking to me like he's going to. Let's see if he gets the jump. He does not get the jump, so he's going to hold. Reynolds now to Nelly Fox. A lot of things you can do now. I'm going to have him swing away. The stretch by Reynolds and the pitch to Fox is swung on and hit to second base. That is gloved by Coleman. He's going to go to Rizzuto for one, and the relay back to Johnny Mize in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 4-6-3 double play turned by the Yankees. Turnabout's fair play. And so here's Jim Landis. The wind and the delivery by Reynolds is hit to center. Joe DiMaggio is there. It's a can of corn for the Yankee center fielder, and he's got it for out number 3. We've played an inning at Comiskey Park in Chicago, and we have no score. Billy Pierce strolls out for inning number 2. He'll face Yogi Berra, Hank Bauer, and Johnny Mize in the Yankees second inning. The windup and the delivery by Billy is hit to short. This is Aparicio. He charges, throws on the run to Kluszewski, and they get Yogi at first. One down in the Yankee second. Here's Hank Bauer. Pierce kicks and deals to Bauer. And it's a line drive, base hit to center. Jim Landis collects it and throws it back in. Bauer's on with a one-out single. Johnny Mize comes to the plate. Pierce the stretch and the delivery to Mize. This is a line drive off of Fox's glove. Going to be a base hit. One base advance for Bauer. There's 2 on now with 1 out for Billy Johnson, the right-handed hitting third baseman for the Yankees. Pierce the stretch. The pitch to Billy is hit in the air to left and deep. Al Smith back near the track. He's going to make the catch for out number 2. Holding at second is Hank Bauer, and that'll bring up Cliff Mapes, the Yankee right fielder. Reynolds would be next. Pierce the stretch and the pitch to Mapes. Hey, struck him out, and that'll retire the Yankees in the second. Pierce reached back for something extra on that one. We've played an inning and a half, and we have no score in Chicago between these two American League powers of the 50s. Kluszewski, Lawler, and Smith coming up in the White Sox second inning. Reynolds kicks and deals. Big Clue with a base hit to left field, drops in front of Hank Bauer. And the White Sox have a leadoff man on here in the second inning. Sherm Lawler, the White Sox catcher, comes to the plate. Reynolds the stretch and the pitch to Sherm. Hey, struck him out on a bender. First strikeout for Reynolds. Al Smith comes to the plate. Kluszewski still at first. 1 man out. Reynolds the stretch and the pitch to Al Smith is a base hit to center field. Joe DiMaggio grabs it, makes a strong throw to third. Kluszewski holds on at second. There's 2 on for the White Sox with 1 out in the second inning. And Bubba Phillips comes to the plate. Jim Rivera's on deck. Reynolds the stretch and the pitch to Bubba. Hey, struck out Bubba. He climbed the ladder on him. 2 strikeouts now for Alley and 2 down in the second inning. Here's Jungle Jim Rivera with Billy Pierce in the on-deck circle. The stretch by Reynolds and the pitch to Rivera. Ground ball bounced to Mize at first. He's going to take it to the bag unassisted for out number 3. We go to the third inning and your score, the Yankees nothing and the White Sox nothing. Top of the third coming, it'll be Allie Reynolds, Phil Rizzuto, and Jerry Coleman coming up in the Yankee third. The windup and the delivery by Pierce to Reynolds, his counterpart, and Reynolds slaps a base hit through the middle. Gonna be a leadoff single for the Yankees, and Phil Rizzuto, the scooter, comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1 in the game. A lot of options here for manager Casey Stengel. The stretch by Pierce and the pitch to Rizzuto. The scooter squares to bunt. He gets it down. It is bunted in front of home plate. Sherm Lawler pounces on it. His only play is to first. He fires to Kluszewski, and that will move Reynolds up to second with 1 man out. Jerry Coleman at the plate now. Yankees looking to get ahead early. Joe DiMaggio on deck. Pierce the stretch, and the pitch to Coleman is hit on the ground to Aparicio at short. He's going to check Reynolds at second and fire to Kluszewski at first for out number 2. Well, now we have an interesting choice. We can go with DiMaggio or walk him intentionally. First base is open, and go with the lefty-lefty matchup against Yogi Berra, but Al Lopez directs Pierce to go after Jolton Joe. The stretch and the delivery to DiMaggio is hit in the air to left and deep. Did he get it? Back goes Al Smith. It's gone. A 2-run home run by Joe DiMaggio puts the Yankees in front, and oops, maybe they should have walked Jolton Joe. Here's Yogi Berra. Bauer would be next. The windup and the delivery by Pierce is swung on by Yogi and hit to Aparicio at short. Let's see if he handles it cleanly. He does, to Kluszewski for the out. That retires the side, but in the third, the Yankees get a 2-run bomb from Joe DiMaggio, who is now gesturing to Marilyn Monroe in the stands that he would really like a sandwich. And Marilyn is letting Joe know that he's number 1. So, isn't that a heartwarming love story? Billy Pierce, Louis Aparicio, and Nellie Fox coming up in the White Sox third inning. Allie Reynolds kicks and deals, and Pierce swings and hits one to right. That's Cliff Mapes country, and he's got it for out number 1. Louis Aparicio up there now. Nellie Fox on deck. Reynolds winds and deals, and he walks Aparicio for the second time. Excuse me. Alrighty. Reynolds facing Fox. A lot of options here when Louis gets on base. The stretch and the delivery by Reynolds to Fox, and there goes Aparicio. This one is bounced to Mize at first. He gloves it to his right. He feeds Allie Reynolds covering, and that will retire Fox as Aparicio moves to second base. On the play, Jim Landis comes to the plate now. 2 outs, Aparicio at second. Reynolds the stretch and the pitch is a line drive caught by Phil Rizzuto to end the White Sox third inning. The White Sox failed to score in response to the 2-run blast by DiMaggio in the top of the inning. We go to the fourth, and it's the Yankees 2 and the White Sox nothing. Pierce will face Bauer, Mize, and Johnson in the fourth inning. Pierce winds and deals to Bauer. Swung on by Hank, and this is a little comebacker to Billy. He takes a couple steps toward Kluszewski, and there's one down in the Yankee fourth. Johnny Mize, the big cat, comes to the plate. Lefty-lefty matchup. The wind and the delivery from Pierce is hit to Bubba Phillips at third. Bubba to his left. He gloves it. And he's going to fire to Kluszewski at first. And that is going to be in time to get Johnny Mize by 14 steps. 2 down in the Yankee fourth, and it brings up Billy Johnson. Nobody aboard. Cliff Mapes would be next. The pitch by Pierce to Johnson is a base hit. Billy's first hit of the day is a single to center. Jim Landis gets it back in, and Cliff Mapes will indeed bat. Now Allie Reynolds would be next. The stretch by Pierce and the delivery to Mapes. Ground ball hit to Nellie Fox at second. He gloves it to his left. Throws to Ted Kluszewski, and the Yankees are done in the fourth. We go to the bottom of 4, and it's New York 2, Chicago nothing. Reynolds will face Kluszewski, Lawler, and Al Smith in the White Sox fourth. Ted is 1 for 1. The pitch by Reynolds. Swung on and missed by Kluszewski. Allie got him with the broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. Sherm Lawler comes to the plate. He was a strikeout victim back in the second inning. Allie Reynolds winds and deals to Sherm, and he hits it to left. High but not deep. This is Hank Bauer, and he's got it for out number 2. Al Smith comes to the plate, famous for having a beer cup dumped on him in the World Series by mistake. The wind and the delivery to Al Smith by Allie Reynolds is swung on and hit to third. This is Billy Johnson making the play. He's going to fire to Johnny Mize, and is that going to get him? Yes, it is. It retires Al Smith, and it retires the 1959 White Sox in inning number 4. We go to the 5th, and it's New York 2, Chicago nothing. These White Sox, one of my all-time favorite teams. If I had to pick 10 teams, the White Sox would be in my top 10 all-time. Love them. In the White Sox 5th, it's Mapes, Reynolds, and Rizzuto coming up. 8-9-1 for Casey Stengel. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not Mapes. It's Reynolds, Rizzuto, and Coleman. 9-1-2 against Billy Pierce. The windup and the delivery is a line drive, and it's caught by shortstop Louis Aparicio. Reynolds made a bid for his second hit, but didn't get it. Louis was there to make the play, and there's one down in the Yankee 5th. Phil Rizzuto at the plate. Pierce winds and deals. Line drive to second, caught by a leaping Nellie Fox. Look at the White Sox flashing the leather in the 5th. And Jerry Coleman will come up with nobody on and 2 outs. He's 1 for 2 today. Joe DiMaggio would be next. The pitch by Billy Pierce is swung on and hit to right. Dying Quail. Here comes Jungle Jim Rivera, and he makes the catch on the run for out number 3. We're halfway through this one, and your score is New York 2 and the White Sox nothing. Allie Reynolds will face the bottom third of Al Lopez's order. Bubba Phillips, Jim Rivera, Billy Pierce in the bottom of the fifth. The wind and the delivery by Allie Reynolds. Hey, struck out Phillips. Strikeout number 4. And that'll bring up Rivera. 0 for 1. Reynolds winds and deals. And Rivera swings and misses. Reynolds gets him on a bender. 2 down in the bottom of the fifth. And now Billy Pierce comes to the plate. Billy is 0 for 1. The windup and the delivery by Reynolds to Pierce. Hey, strikes out the side. Billy Pierce can't catch up to that fastball. And that'll retire the White Sox in the fifth. We go to the 6th inning, and your scores, the Yankees 2 and the White Sox nothing. Billy Pierce gets to dance through the meat of the Yankee order in the top of the 6th. He'll face DiMaggio, Berra, and Bauer. It's a little bit of a minefield. Bauer people forget about, I think, but he was a really solid part of these early 50s Yankees clubs. Pierce winds and deals to DiMaggio, and it's drilled inside the left field line. It's going to get down into the corner and rattle around. Al Smith has to go dig it out. Joe around first. He's going to cruise into second with a leadoff double. Yogi Berra 0 for 2 comes to the plate. Hank Bauer on deck. Pierce the stretch, and the pitch to Yogi is a ground ball hit to Nellie Fox. Fox gloves it and throws to Kluszewski for the putout. On the play, DiMaggio advances to third. He is there with 1 out. And now it's Bauer. Hank is 1 for 2. There is movement in the White Sox bullpen. However, no one is throwing yet. Pierce the stretch. The infield for the White Sox is going to move in. The stretch by Pierce. The delivery to Bauer. And that's a base hit to center. Into right center field. DiMaggio scores easily. It's 3-0. Bauer holds on at first as Landis gets the ball back in. 3-0 Yankees with 1 out here in the 6th. Here's Johnny Mize, and now action is indeed going in the White Sox bullpen. It's Turk Lone and Rudy Arias, lefty-righty double-barreled action for Al Lopez. Just the way he likes it whenever he's in the Windy City. All right, Mize 1 for 2. The stretch by Pierce, and the pitch to Johnny is a base hit to right. Around second goes Bauer. He's heading for third, and there's Yankees at the corners with 1 out in the 6th. Johnson comes to the plate. This may be Billy Pierce's last batter. The infield is going to play in at the corners and that double play depth up the middle. The stretch by Pierce, the pitch to Johnson, is a ground ball hit to Nellie Fox. Fox gloves it. He tosses to Aparicio for 1. The relay to Kluszewski in time for a soul-crushing, rally-killing 4-6-3 double play turned by the White Sox to get Pierce out of further damage. But in the 6th, the Yankees get a run on 3 hits. They leave 1. And your score after 5.5 is the Yankees 3 and the White Sox nothing. Allie Reynolds will face the top of the White Sox order in the 6th. They've got some work to do. It's Aparicio, Fox, and Landis. Allie Reynolds kicks and deals, and he strikes out Louis Aparicio for his 7th strikeout in the game and his 4th consecutive. He's just mowing down these White Sox hitters. Reynolds has allowed 2 hits and walked 2 so far to go along with his 7 strikeouts. Reynolds winds and deals to Fox. He strikes out Nellie Fox. 8 strikeouts for Allie Reynolds and 5 in a row. Struck out by the Yankee right-hander. Here's Jim Landis at 0 for 2. Ted Kluszewski would be next. Reynolds kicks and delivers. Landis checks his swing and draws a walk. He trots down to first. That breaks Allie Reynolds' string of 5 in a row, struck out by the Yankee right-hander. Ted Kluszewski comes to the plate. Sherm Lawler would be next. Reynolds the stretch and the delivery to Big Clue, and he strikes out Kluszewski. 9 strikeouts for the Yankee right-hander. We go to the 7th, and your score is New York 3 and Chicago nothing. It'll be Mapes, Reynolds, and Rizzuto coming up against Billy Pierce. 8-9-1 for Casey Stengel coming up against the White Sox left-hander. Mapes is 0 for 2. Pierce winds and deals. Swung on by Mapes and hit to center. The White Sox have a man there. It's Jim Landis, and there's 1 down in the Yankees 7th. Now it's Allie Reynolds. He's 1 for 2 and has scored a run in today's game. The windup and the delivery by Pierce. Reynolds strikes out for Billy Pierce. That's strikeout number 2. 2 gone in the Yankees 7th. And now it's the scooter. Phil Rizzuto with nobody on. Jerry Coleman would be next. Rizzuto 0 for 2 today. Pierce winds and delivers. And the scooter draws a walk. He trots down to first base. First base umpire Stevie Wonder signals no swing on that one. And it'll be Jerry Coleman, 1 for 3, coming to the plate. Joe DiMaggio is on deck. Pierce, the stretch, the delivery to Coleman. Base hit for Coleman, and this one is hit to left and deep. Back goes Al Smith, warning track, wall, and it's gone. A 2-run home run for Jerry Coleman. It's 5-0 White Sox, and that is going to do it for Billy Pierce. Al Smith was out of the dugout before that ball landed in the left field bleachers. So we are going to get We're going to get a new pitcher. Where I thought for a moment we were going to get a double switch, but we're not. It's going to be Turk Lone. And he will be batting in the 9 spot in the order for Al Lopez. Billy Pierce is done after 6 2/3 innings of work. He allowed 10 base hits. He walked. 1 batter, struck out 2. He allowed 5 runs. They're all earned. They're all earned. And he's on the hook for the loss unless the White Sox can put together a rally against Allie Reynolds. Turk Lone in 1969 was 9-2 with a .289 earned run average. He had 15 saves in 93 innings of work. He was kind of a co-closer with Jerry Staley. But he's getting the ball here. Rudy Arias continues to throw in the White Sox bullpen. He's a left-hander. Lone is going to face Joe DiMaggio first, and Joe's having a good day. He's 2 for 3. The pitch is going to be a line drive caught by Louis Aparicio, and that will end the Yankees' 7th inning. But they add 2 on 1 hit. Say it with me. Oh, those bases on balls. It's time to stretch them out in Chicago with no sign of Nancy Faust or Harry Carey. With your score, the Yankees 5 and the White Sox nothing. Allie Reynolds will face Lawler, Smith, and Phillips in the White Sox 7th. The windup and the delivery by Allie Reynolds. And he strikes out Sherm Lawler. Strikeout number 10 for the Yankee right-hander. 1 down in the White Sox 7th. Al Smith comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He's one of the 2 men to get a hit off Reynolds today. Ted Kluszewski being the other. The pitch by Reynolds to Smith, and he strikes out Al Smith. Look at Reynolds humping up on the fastball. 11 punch-outs in the ball game for the right-hander. Here's Bubba Phillips. Bubba's 0 for 2. The wind and the delivery by Reynolds. And Phillips does get a piece of it. He bounces it to Rizzuto at short. Phil gloves it. Throws to Johnny Mize, and that will end the White Sox 7th inning. We go to the 8th with your score. The Yankees 5 and the White Sox nothing. Turk Lone comes back out. He's got Yogi Berra, Hank Bauer, and Johnny Mize in his future. The 4, 5, 6 batters for Yogi Berra in today's game. Yogi is 0 for 3. The pitch is swung on and hit to right and deep. Back goes Jungle Jim Rivera to the warning track. He makes the catch for out number 1. One more biscuit for breakfast, and Yogi hits that one out of here. But no. Hank Bauer comes up. He's 2 for 3. Lone deals to Hank. And he strikes out Bauer. He gave him the old jelly leg on that breaking ball. And 2 down in the Yankee 8th now. And here's Johnny Mize. 2 for 3. Lone kicks and deals to the big cat. And that is a line drive base hit for Mize to right field. Jim Rivera gets it back in. 3rd hit of the game for Mize. And that will bring up Billy Johnson. And I do believe we are going to get a pinch runner for the big cat. That will be Johnny Hopp. And Hopp will run for Mize and go into play first base in all probability in the bottom of the inning. So with 2 outs, we get a pinch runner. And now Billy Johnson comes to the plate. The stretch by Lone and the pitch to Johnson. And he strikes out Billy Johnson with the high cheese. Lone gets out of the 8th with no damage. We go to the bottom of 8 and your score. The Yankees 5 and the White Sox nothing. Allie Reynolds is having himself a day. It's a 2-hitter so far. He's got Rivera, Lone scheduled, and then Aparicio. Lone is standing in the on-deck circle, but nobody believes he's going to bat when he's due. Allie Reynolds winds and deals to Jim Rivera, and he walks him. So Rivera trots down to first, and Lone is being called back to the dugout by manager Al Lopez, and the Yankee bullpen starts to stir. And it's going to be one of their closers, Joe Page, a left-hander, and Tom Ferrick, a right-hander. It is lefty-righty double-barreled action. Just the way Casey Stengel likes it whenever he's in the city with big shoulders. Pinch hitter coming up for Turk Lone is going to be Billy Goodman. Billy Goodman, the sometimes third baseman for these Go-Go Sox. He's going to bat for Turk Lone. And there's more action in the White Sox bullpen. It's Jerry Staley and Rudy Arias throwing. Also lefty-righty double-barreled action. All right, Reynolds with Rivera at first and nobody out. The pitch to Goodman. Hey, struck out Billy Goodman. He got him with a bender, and that's strikeout number 12 for the Yankee right-hander. I wonder what his career record was in one game for strikeouts. I gotta believe we've passed that. Maybe not. Aparicio coming to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. Fox would be next, or is next. The pitch by Reynolds, swung on by Aparicio and hit to Hop at first. Hop gloves it. He fires to Rizzuto at second. And he throws it over the Scooter's head into left field. Holy Toledo. Rivera around second. He's going to third. Bauer's got to go collect it. Aparicio is going to get into second base sliding, and he is safe. It's a two-base error by defensive replacement Johnny Hop. And the White Sox have something going here in the bottom of the eighth. Nellie Fox comes to the plate. This might be Allie Reynolds' last batter. Landis on deck. Second and third, the Yankee infield is playing back. The stretch by Reynolds in the delivery. Swung on and hit to short. Rizzuto gloves it. He's going to fire to Hop to get Fox at first. Scoring from third is Rivera. Holding at second is Aparicio. And there are two outs now. It's 5-1 Yankees. Jim Landis at the plate. Reynolds the stretch and the delivery to Landis. Swung on and hit to Jerry Coleman at second. Coleman gloves it, and I believe he's going to make the play. And he does, and that will retire the White Sox in the eighth. They score an unearned run on a walk and an error and a ground out. Reynolds lasts through the inning. We go to the ninth with your score. The New York Yankees 5 and the Chicago White Sox 1. All right, Goodman is not going to go into the game. So he is done. The new White Sox pitcher will be left-hander Rudy Arias. He will bat in the 9 spot in the order. And he'll have Mapes, Reynolds, and Rizzuto in his future coming up for New York. Lone is done after an inning and a third. He allows 1 hit and strikes out 2. All right, Mapes is up there. He's 0 for 3. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Jerry Staley is still throwing in the White Sox bullpen. The windup and the delivery by Arias. And there's a base hit for Mapes, his first hit of the day. And that's going to do it for Arias. Here comes Al Lopez. He wants Jerry Staley, and he wants him right now. So now Casey Stengel has a decision to make, and that's going to be, does he stay with his right-hander who's throwing a 2-hitter? And Casey is going to do just that. So Allie Reynolds is going to bat. Mapes at first. The stretch and the delivery. And Allie Reynolds squares to bunt, and he fouls it off. The next delivery from Staley to Reynolds, he squares one more time, and this time he gets it down. He bunts it toward Big Clue at first base. Ted gloves it, turns and flips to Nellie Fox covering, and the sacrifice moves Mapes to second base. Now it's the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto, coming up. Jerry Coleman, the home run guy, back in the 7th, is on deck. Staley, the stretch, and the pitch to Rizzuto is hit to right. Gonna drive Rivera back a couple of steps. He's gonna make the catch. Holding at second is Mapes, and here comes Coleman. Jerry is 2 for 4, and DiMaggio looms on deck. The stretch by Staley and the delivery to Coleman is bounced to Kluszewski at first. Ted is going to flip to Jerry Staley covering, and that's going to retire the Yankees in the ninth. We go to the bottom of 9, and your scores, the Yankees 5 and the White Sox 1. Reynolds is going to face Kluszewski, Lawler, and Smith, the 4, 5, 6 batters for the White Sox in the bottom of the 9th. Ted Kluszewski's 1 for 3. He has one of the 2 hits by the White Sox today. Reynolds has walked 4 and struck out 12. The pitch by Reynolds. Base hit for Kluszewski to center. Drops in front of DiMaggio. We may have a big finish yet. Kluszewski holds on at first, and here comes Sherm Lawler to the plate. Third hit allowed by Reynolds in the game. The stretch by Alley and the pitch to Sherm is ball 4. He walked you. White Sox fans going nuts. Page and Ferrick are ready in the bullpen for the Bombers. Al Smith comes to the plate. This may be Reynolds' last batter. The stretch by Alley and the pitch to Al Smith. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. And here comes Casey. He's got to go get him. So Reynolds pitches 8+ innings. He allows only 3 hits before his control deserted him in the 9th inning. He walked 6, allowed 1 run so far. It is not earned, and he is in line for the win if the Yankees can hold off the White Sox. The big man in the Yankee bullpen was Joe Page, but Joe Page has an ERA of 5.04, and so I'm going with Tom Ferrick, who is sort of plan B for Casey Stengel. He had 11 saves. He was 9-7 with a 379 earned run average. Ferrick is a right-hander, and he is on now to face Bubba Phillips. Nobody out in the 9th. It's Kluszewski at 3rd, Lawler at 2nd, and Al Smith at 1st. Sox are down 4. That means the tying run is at the plate, and Bubba Phillips, Jim Rivera, is on deck. The stretch by Ferrick and the delivery to Phillips is hit on the ground to Jerry Coleman. Off his glove. He picks it up. He has no play. A bad hop single for Bubba Phillips brings home a run. It's 5-2 as Lawler goes to 3rd. Smith advances to 2nd. And Bubba Phillips is at 1st. Here's Jim Rivera. He is the potential winning run in this game. Now, Joe Page is ready in the bullpen. Casey just watching on the top step of the dugout. The Yankee infield is going to play at double play depth. Moving into the on-deck circle to bat for Jerry Staley is first baseman Earl Torgeson. So it looks like Earl is going to do the pinch hitting after Rivera bats. All right. Tom Ferrick the stretch and the delivery. Hey, struck out Rivera for a big first out in the 9th inning. He got him with some upstairs gas. And that will bring up Torgeson. Casey could go right here to Joe Page. But he's going to stick with Ferrick. The stretch by Torgeson. He is the walk-off winning run at the plate. I'm going to write in Torgeson here to add a little more drama to the situation. Torgeson started the year as the White Sox first baseman before the Kluszewski trade. Ferrick the stretch and the delivery. Swung on by Torgeson. It's hit to Johnny Hopp at first. He fires to Rizzuto for one. Back to Hop for a rally-killing, soul-crushing, and game-ending 3-6-3 double play turned by the Yankees. Yikes. Let's give you the totals on this one. What a ball game. For the visiting and victorious Yankees, 5 runs, 12 base hits, and they committed 1 error. For the White Sox, 2 runs, 4 hits, and they committed no errors. Winning pitcher, Reynolds. Tom Ferrick picks up the save. The loss goes to Billy Pierce. And I'm going to say Reynolds is this game's MVP, although DiMaggio certainly made a good case for himself. Reynolds went 8+ innings, allowed 2 runs, 1 earned, struck out 12, and allowed only 3 base hits, all of them singles. This was a lot of fun. Let me know if you'd like to see more. It's the Strat-O-Matic Diamond Gems of the 1950s. In the description for this video is the link to channel membership. Don't forget to check that out. With channel membership, you get that free gift from me every month, access to members-only exclusive videos, and access to an archive of members-only videos. Okay, so that does it from Comiskey Park in Chicago, where your 1950 New York Yankees have defeated the 1959 Chicago White Sox 5-2. Have a great evening. So long, everybody.